I'm gonna do a psych. I'm gonna do a. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna teach you how to do a little psychiatric experiment with your family members, your friends online, friends in person, and you will learn a fuck ton more. And if you learn what I have, you can email me in a private email. I'll teach you how to manage. Okay? I'll teach you how to get through it because I'm here to help. I'm here to help because I care. I'll teach you how to do that soon enough. Well, actually, it's very simple, but I'll go into depth about it. First off, when you see people want to talk and you either don't contribute, don't seem to contribute much to their conversations, or they have this type of body signal that they feel like you talk too much, or they'll tell you, let them talk or whatever. I'll give you 2 experiments. 1, grow this. Number 2, shut up. Just shut up more. Stay quiet. Number 3, watch how they interact. If some of them come up to you, it's like, oh shit, you just do those 3 things, and if some people, multiple else come like, damn, yeah, more mature lately since you got that. No, it's not. You're still the same. You act the exact same. You just don't talk as much anymore because you realize people don't want. That's when. And if you notice those signs, or if you notice people don't talk to you as much, or don't call you, or whatever, God knows what else. If you notice stuff like that, comment in the description below and tell me what you've done, what you noticed. Because I'm going to tell you, there could be multiple reasons. I'll tell you where to email. I'll tell you where to Gmail me. Okay? It's been Gmail. I'll tell you where to type. Yeah, actually, just message me through the channel. Just send me a message through it. I'll reply when I can. And I'll tell you what to do. I'll teach you what I do. Yep, I promise you, it's not bullshit. It's not psychobabble crock. It's actually that's what I do, and I find out some things I didn't want to know. There's a reason my old man used to say, "Shut up and listen." Just shut up, just listen. You'll find out a lot more than when you try to converse. Oh boy, I did. I wish I never listened to him. I wish I didn't listen to him. You'll see. You'll see soon enough. But I will teach you how to I'll teach you how to psychoanalyze people. I will teach you. I will teach you. It's not that hard. It's mostly learning about the basics, and then judging based on different psychological problems, learning little basics about them, and look at the behavioral patterns to see if they match up. Do guessing games in your head. And the more you guess and the more you get right, the better you'll get at it. Okay? So the more you do this, the more you guess, and the more you look back in their patterns based on how well you know, how long you've known them, and the patterns you've seen them, things you have seen about them, you will learn a lot more about that person than you thought you knew. It'll also teach you about yourself pretty goddamn well. And I'm going to tell you something. It's going to be dark. It's going to be a dark road based on what you find out. That's why I learned to do George Carlin's Not Give a Fuck. I have nothing but apathy. I have no mental attachment that's severe enough that's going to hurt me in the long run anymore. I learned Jacques Fresco's ability to not have expectation. I'm learning it. I still have expectation in certain areas. I still have a habit of building it. But I'm going to tell you something, folks. Don't have expectation anymore, because if you do, it's going to hurt you. Because I'm going to tell you right now, people can preach about reciprocation and all, but it's not always going to be equivalent. It's like it's been touted. I'm going to tell you something else, though. It's not all. Don't mean that your folks, your friends, or whatnot aren't really friends, or don't care for you, or hate you or anything. It doesn't always mean that. It's not necessarily that. It could be a variety of things. Their own personal issues. They could have anxiety around you. It could be they just don't understand what you're saying, or they don't care to hear you talk, or very much, or it could be a lot of things. not really pretty, but it allows you to have an understanding. Don't now. I'm gonna give you a biggest thing though. Do not try to confront the motherfuckers, because that's gonna really fuck you up. It can be harmless. It could go from harmless to fucking up any relation you got. And if you do talk at a standpoint, you don't dog the motherfucker, but you can have criticism. If you know yourself objectively, you got to remove any personal bias for yourself. You gotta lower any trace of ego you have. I mean, be objective as fucking possible and say, look, I know I wouldn't do that. I know I wouldn't react like that. And you can recite experiences of your own past in your own mind. And then realize, like, oh my God, that's fucked up. You realize shit, but how you handle it is what's key. Don't ask how I know this. Just accept that I learned it, and I learned the implications. You just keep it closeted, or you vent to it about some friends online that don't know you people in person, and they can actually keep their mouth the fuck shut. Know how to handle themselves. That's a good way of doing it. Just a couple. Keep it a small thing. Keep it small. Don't go too widespread about it. Yeah. You will learn a fucking lot. And it will be upsetting sometimes. But don't beat yourself up about it. Just look at yourself. And also look at things you can adjust. Like me, all I did was adjust 3 things just recently. I just threw this out. I don't talk to people as much. I let them converse, and if they don't interact with me as much, fuck them. Or be appreciative that they actually care about you at all and will help you out when you need, but just understand you'll never be as closely knit in certain areas to them as others are. And there could be some circumstances that the others went through that's fucked up that you didn't. But you have parallels with, maybe, but it's never as fucked up as for them. And the bonds that they got formed from that is always going to be stronger as a consequence, whether it's their kid or it's not their kid. And you also got to understand you're going to have some degree of a bias towards your kid, unless you're somebody like me or some other parents I know that'll call out their kid for doing fucked up shit if they feel the need. They're not always going to take up their kid when they're in the wrong. They shouldn't. Some people say you should. It's a really bullshit argument. That just promotes favoritism. You should not have favoritism. But if they do, you got to understand these kind of consequences or things they went through together that you didn't experience with or whatever. There's various reasons why it might be. It doesn't mean that they fucking can't stand you or they can't whatever. It just means there's some differences or there's different things they went through together that you didn't, and it made them a few permanent attachments regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. And you've got to understand that. And if it comes from a friend or a family member that you love from the bottom of your heart, that does for everyone, and it's even been fucked over because of such, you just got to realize they always care about you, and they will, genuinely they will. But there's some things that you didn't experience with them together in ways that others have with them, and that's what'll always keep them closer to some extreme, because it made a few permanent strings that'll never break, that they tie them together. Is that analogy? Does that make sense? These kind of this is me just psychoanalyzing people for a year and a half, and I've come to these conclusions about people around me, people online, people, and whatever have you. And you know what? Some of these things kind of happen, but guess what? With friends and shit, guess what? It didn't make me bitter, because you know why? You accept what you learn to be grateful when the things happen to you, like what's happened to me. You accept the things to be you accept what you can get. That's good. You accept it and be grateful for it all the more. Yeah. Even though some cases, they're gone, right? They're gone. And some ties that you used to have from someone when they were alive, no one could ever come close to it. No one could ever come close to it because of these reasons. You just have to accept that. You'll just never have that again. As a result, you have to learn to move on and appreciate the time you had with them. Or learn from the regret you have by not taking enough time with them. That'll be all.